Scientists placed 5 monkeys in a cage. In the center was a ladder, and at the top, bananas. Whenever a monkey tried to climb the ladder, the scientists sprayed all the monkeys with cold water. After a few tries, the monkeys learned a simple rule: never climb the ladder. Then one monkey was replaced with a new one. The new monkey immediately tried to climb for the bananas, but the others pulled him down and attacked him. After a few fights, he learned the same rule: don't climb the ladder. One by one, all the original monkeys were replaced, until none of them had ever been sprayed with water. Yet they still stopped anyone from climbing the ladder, a rule kept alive with no one remembering why.
Yeah. There's this experiment with 5 monkeys in a cage and a ladder with bananas on top. Whenever a monkey tries to climb the ladder, the other monkeys get sprayed with water. Eventually, the monkeys learn not to climb the ladder because they don't want to get sprayed. Then the scientists start replacing the monkeys one by one. Yeah, each new monkey comes in and tries to climb the ladder, but the other monkeys stop them, even though the new monkeys don't know why they shouldn't climb the ladder. They learn from the others and eventually follow the rule. This keeps happening until none of the monkeys know why they're not supposed to climb the ladder, but they all enforce the behavior anyway. This experiment shows how behaviors and rules can get passed down without people fully understanding their origins. Just like the monkeys, we often follow certain traditions or beliefs because we've been taught to, even if we don't know the full story behind them. And that's how it gets passed down from generation to generation. So here's the connection people miss. They ask, how can you worship Jesus or care about a historical figure you've never seen? Look at the monkeys, none of the last monkeys ever got sprayed. None of them even saw the first setup, but they still follow the rule. Why? Because it was passed down. The knowledge of consequence, the respect for the boundary, the behavior, all of it transferred without direct experience. It's the same with Jesus. You didn't have to be in that lifetime to be affected by it. The teaching, the example, the impact, it got passed down generation to generation. People lived it, taught it, died for it, and it shaped families, cultures, nations. Just like the monkeys learn, don't climb without knowing why. People learn this matters without being there physically. You don't need to have seen the origin to inherit the reality of it. Tradition, testimony, and transformation carry it forward. That's why question and belief, just because you weren't there, ignores how humans actually deceive knowledge. Most of what we know and follow, we didn't witness firsthand. We trusted those before us who did. The experiment isn't really about monkeys. It's about how influence moves through time. And that's exactly why the Jesus question misses the point. And here's the part that really hits. Eventually, the monkeys enforced a rule they couldn't even explain. No one remembered the water, no one saw the spraying, but the culture in that cage said, we don't climb, and that was enough. That's what happens with truth over time, too. Some people only see blind belief because they assume if you weren't there, it can't be real. But that's not how human legacy works. We don't throw out everything we didn't personally witness. Language, laws, morals, history, all of it was handed to us with Jesus. The water was his life, death, and resurrection. The first generation experienced it directly. The next generation heard it from eyewitnesses. Then it kept going. The evidence became testimony. Testimony became teaching. Teaching became tradition. But the source never changed. So when people say, you never saw him, so I believe, they're acting like only direct experience counts. The monkey experiment proves the opposite. You can be shaped by something real, even if you weren't there for the original moment. The impact is what carries. That's why this matters. It's not about monkeys and bananas. It's about how truth, conviction, and reverence survive generation to generation. Not because people are mindless, but because something powerful enough at the start keeps echoing forward. Now flip it. What if the first monkeys were wrong? What if there was no water anymore, but nobody ever checked? That's the argument people make about faith. You're just following rules from the past with no proof. But here's the difference with Jesus. People did check. Generation after generation went back to the ladder. They tested the claims. They investigated the empty tomb. They weighed the eyewitness accounts. They saw lives change. They died refusing to let it go. The water was wasn't imagined. It left a mark that history can't scrub out. The monkeys stopped questioning, believers didn't. That's why the parallel actually strengthens the case. The cage experiment shows how empty tradition can form. But Jesus isn't just tradition. He's a figure that people keep encountering through scripture, through transformed lives, through a 2,000-year chain of testimony that still holds weight when you examine it. So yeah, you can inherit belief like the monkeys inherited a rule. But the real question is, was there ever actually water with Jesus? The record says yes. And millions climb that ladder spiritually every day and don't get sprayed, they get changed. That's why you never saw him. Isn't the mic drop people think it is? You don't have to be there at the start to know the impact is real. You just have to be honest about it.
Another experiment, a scientist placed a hungry rat in a box. Inside was a lever. Press it and food would appear. The rat quickly learned, press the lever, get a reward. But then the scientist changed it. Food only came sometimes. Now the rat kept pressing again and again, over and over, obsessed, unable to stop. In the end, the rat forgot why it was pressing at all.